Okay, CS Osborne, the only US manufacturer of pricking irons, and up until fairly recently, I think, manufacturer of most leather tools. There are a number of other manufacturers today, but this one's been going quite a while. It's a chunky monkey. There's no two ways about it. It's an inch wide. It's thick, solid bar. Again, we go into the sort of Dixon's style of large pricking irons. The teeth are big, but the Americans do favour the big stitch, and I think this is possibly why they've kept their pricking irons quite chunky. It does work. There's nothing wrong with it at all. The unfortunate thing is Osborne only make 3 of these irons. They make the 9 SPI, 8 SPI and 7 SPI. I might have that wrong actually. They do the 9, 8 and 7, I think that's teeth. So the 9 will give you 8 stitches per inch, the 8 will give you 7 stitches per inch, and the 7 will give you 6 stitches per inch. I think that's how it works. They don't make any other size than an inch. That's it. No 2-prong, no broad ones, no 1/2 inch, which is a shame a little, because you've got a difficulty. You can heel an iron, there's no problem with that, but sometimes the convenience of having a 2-prong is really, really nice. It's chunky, it's heavy, it's weighty. What it's made of, don't know. Feels like a really, really substantial steel. I think from the website it's drop forged steel. It's been stamped with CS Osborne, and this is 609-9, which is 9 teeth and will give me 8 stitches per inch. I like the Osborne tools. There's something a little bit archaic about them. They haven't changed how they've made them for years and years and years, and I like the hole punches. They work, they do the job, they're drop forged. Maybe not the best tools in the world, maybe not the best steel in the world, I don't know, but they do the job. Now, these are obviously made in America. There's a cost implication to shipping them over to the UK, and as a result this costs £56.99. You could probably buy this an awful lot cheaper in the States, because we do slap import duty and tax on everything through the nose over here. So not the cheapest of tools, but certainly hardy, robust. It's comparable to the Dixons, possibly a little better quality than the Dixon. Really, apart from different design and slightly thicker and fatter, it's probably not that different to the Blanchard either, to be fair. You can see marks of grinding, a slight unevenness to the edging and the finishing, a little bit of grinding mark down here, but in the grand scheme of things we're getting used to that now with these handmade tools. And what we're paying for is what's happening down here where the teeth are. It's chunky, like I said. Now the overall width it tapers off very, very dramatically. So if you go in deep, the holes will open up very, very rapidly. So whereas we could probably go in a millimetre with the Blanchard, if we go in a full mil, we'll get a much, much bigger hole. So you're looking at only a gentle touch on this one. You don't want to penetrate particularly deeply, because it will open up much, much quicker and you'll have a massive hole. That being said, the width of the tool is 2.9 mil, nearly 3 mil. So you're looking at a big thread anyway, so even if you whack it in, it's going to open it up the width ways. You still want to start looking at a heavy thread. It's not the biggest tool. Remarkably easy, even that, a gentle tap, massive holes. Humongous. That is giving me 8 stitches per inch, and that is almost a 3 mil hole. So we're going to have to use a heavy, heavy thread. So whereas we could go 8 stitches per inch, maybe on the Dixons we can get away with a 0.6, we may not even get away with a 0.8. We may have to go straight to 1mm for this, because that's a massive hole. So I think what we will do is we will go for, we'll go around through the middle, and we'll go for the 0.8, and we'll have a look. If we're not happy, we'll then do it again at the 1mm, and we'll see what that gives us. Let's go and have a look at the clam. Okay, so we're back up to John James number 2 needles with 0.8mm tiger thread, and I'm going to use the same awl, but on this occasion I can actually go through a lot further. I'm going to need to go through further to get all of this through the hole. Centre that up. And let's see how this stitches. Now if you've got a big hole, you're going to need a big thread to fill it. Otherwise you're going to see nothing but a hole around the outside of the stitch. There are occasions where that might look alright. This may be one of them. And certainly from this angle at the moment, it looks alright. Again, you're looking at it from a better angle. It may look totally different, and it may be horrible, but we'll finish the row and we'll see what happens. Right, let's just trim that lot off, and then we can have a proper look. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's a bit lumpy and bumpy, but we've got a hammer for that. Let's get rid of the lumps and bumps. Well, there's a surprise. That's come out all right. Give it a bit of a... I'm just rubbing it on my apron to clear a little bit of the wax off the thread. And I think if you ended up with a stitch like that, you'd be quite pleased. That's come out all right. That's quite nice. That 0.8 has actually suited that Osborne thread really well. It's seated down nicely. There isn't a massive hole around the outside, and it's a good, stable stitch. 8 stitches per inch with 0.8mm bonded polyester tiger thread, stitched with number 4 needles. No, number 2 needles, should have been number 4 needles. That's come out alright. I think you would be happy with that. So in the grand scheme of things, if you can get these in the States a little bit cheaper than 56 quid, whatever the conversion rate is at the moment, you wouldn't be necessarily disappointed. Yes, it would be nice for Osborne to have a few more tools in their range for their irons, perhaps a 2-prong, perhaps an 1.5 inch to suit the inch, and perhaps maybe a few more SPIs. But in the grand scheme of things, if you were desperate for an iron and Osborne was your only option, as it is for a lot of you in the US, as I understand it, because there aren't any Dixon outlets over there. I do appreciate it takes quite a lot to ship it over. So yes, you've got Dixons that you can import, but you've also got Osbornes. Don't write it off. It does the job, and it actually does the job quite smartly. There's nothing wrong with that. So give Osbornes a chance. If you can get the right price, you can certainly do a nice row stitching, and you can heel these irons. You don't have to use the full one. You can go in like that for going around your corners. It does work. You can see one of my videos where I do that, just to show it being done. So you just use the last 2 or 3 teeth of the iron, and then you work your way around a curve. But pleasantly surprised. The Chunky Monkey's done well. CS Osborne gets a reasonable vote. That's a nice stitch. Happy days.